Some people tap their feet, some people snap their fingers, and some people just sway back and forth. I just sort of do them all together, I guess.
And now here is Elvis Presley.
I got news for you, baby.
So excited, I can't wait.
I think Presley was a star.
Well, heard the news.
Oh, he's such a sexy person. He will always be the king no matter what.
Actor Austin Butler, who is cast to play Elvis Presley in the upcoming biopic, revealed that he'll be doing his own singing for the upcoming movie. The plan is to shoot at the top of 2020 to accommodate Tom Hanks' schedule. The date set by Warner Brothers for the Elvis Presley biopic is October 1st, 2021.
Okay, Elvis, you doing your own singing?
I am.
Yeah. So how do you even prepare to do that?
It's many hours of hard work.
Have you reached out to Priscilla or Lisa Marie?
That should be coming shortly.
What song are you most excited about singing?
It's hard to pick just one, man. At this point, I love them all so much, and I'm at those beginning stages of the exploration.
Practicing the hip thing?
Man, practicing everything.
Netflix is partnering with Priscilla Presley to create Agent King, an adult action comedy series. The synopsis reads: Elvis Presley trades in his white jumpsuit for a jetpack when he is covertly inducted into a secret government spy program to help battle the dark forces that threaten the country he loves, all while holding down his day job as the king of rock and roll. And this is the exact same news item, but this time in a Texas morning show. Please note the reactions.
Elvis Presley. I hope this has a James Bond twist, if it's written like that. He's got a new series in the work, Raquel Villanueva. Help me out.
Oh, you gotta wait for the punchline, Jeff. Now, you gotta get ready to be all shook up because the king of rock and roll is getting his own Netflix show as a spy. There you go, Jeff. It's called Agent King. The show is an animated comedy series, and in it, he joins a secret government agency. His ex-wife, Priscilla Presley, is producing the show, and she says Elvis always dreamed of being a superhero and fighting crime and saving the world. So, DBL Nation, are you excited for this show?
No.
I'd rather listen to Taylor Swift's song again.
I was gonna say that sounds like a pilot crash, doesn't it?
Raquel's face, I wish she was out there. She was like, wow.
I was like, that was a sick burn to Elvis there.
I love Elvis. Elvis is the king, and you know, long may he reign. I love his music, but this sounds like a travesty. This
just
wrong.
goes to show that humans are never satisfied. I'm Elvis, but what I really want to be is a spy.
And he's like the side
what is that? I don't think Elvis wants to be a spy. I think Priscilla wants that paycheck is what's going on.
Wow, that was a burn.
Let's be honest.
In the Elvis Presley news report of April 2019, I reported that in November and December an updated version of the Elvis video show will tour in the United Kingdom in 2019. Now also dates in the United States are announced for the Elvis Seen/Unseen tour. October 30, Montclair, November 1st, Westbury, and November 2nd, Atlantic City.
I'm up here at the Overlook at the Elvis Presley Birthplace Museum, and if you've ever been here, you know it is quite the trek to get from down there to up here. Well, Don Lewis, Chief Operations in Tupelo, has a plan to expand the parking lot to allow visitors the option to drive to the top of the Overlook. The Overlook at the museum represents the land that Elvis roamed as a child. It offers visitors a pavilion, several benches, and at the very top of the Overlook is a statue of Elvis as a child and then as a star. According to Lewis, all the stairs make the Overlook hard to get to for people with disabilities or for senior citizens. So the new plan is to expand the parking lot and bring it all the way to the top of the Overlook. Now, he says the expansion will allow people to drive up here instead of having to walk all these stairs. Lewis says the $160,000 project is ready to get started any day now.
Matt Ross Spang was responsible for mixing all the shows on the Elvis Live 1969 box set. He mixed it kind of old school using an analog console. The only digital stuff he used was for tape restoration. He would spend 3 to 4 intense days mixing each show, always trying to keep the rawness of the performance. One of the unique highlights of the set for him was in Memphian keyboardist Larry Muhoberac, who begged Presley, quote, "He played Wurlitzer and piano and played it a little differently and brought a real funkiness to the songs." Some very confusing information concerning the Gotta Have Rock and Roll auction of July 2019. In the initial press release it was told that the icy costume jacket on offer was caught by Dr. Bill Chandler when Elvis tossed it into the audience at a Vegas show in 1972. At the auction though, it was told that Elvis gave the complete white suit and paisley shirt to his tour promoter and friend Tom Hewlett. The complete suit and shirt were sold for $30,000. The Fender Coronado 2 guitar, which Elvis used in the Speedway movie, which came with a letter of provenance from Charlie Hodge, did much better. It was sold for $35,000. Elvis's 1967 Lincoln Continental Executive Limousine was offered without reserve at auction. The car was a wedding gift to Elvis from his manager Tom Parker. It was used extensively by Elvis and Priscilla following the birth of Lisa Marie in February 1968 and was regarded as the Presley family car. Despite it being their main car whenever they stayed in Los Angeles, the Presleys were rarely photographed in the limo, perhaps due to Elvis's efforts to maintain their privacy during family trips. This 1967 Lincoln Continental limo spent decades hidden away in the private collection of the late Chicago businessman James Petrozzini, who acquired the limo in the 1980s. The car was sold for $165,000, but I'm not sure if it came with a free car wash. In short, Sony music producer Ernest Jurgensen announced that Elvis Is Back is to be the next album to be given Sessions treatment on the Follow That Dream Collector's label. Elvis Is Back Sessions will be a 3 or 4 CD collection featuring the original album, the singles and many outtakes. August 16 was of course the 42nd year of Elvis's passing. August 21st was James Burton's 80th birthday. Congratulations, James!
And by the way, it is my 80th birthday and we're going to celebrate my birthday there. And I'm looking for everybody to come and have a great time in Memphis at Graceland, and it's going to be fantastic.
This is my favorite news item in terms of foreign words. Due for release from Koch Media on October 24, 2019 in Germany is the Blu-ray disc of the 1969 movie Change of Habit. In German, Ein himmlischer Schwindel. The language and subtitles come in English and German. Is there such a thing as coincidence? The Kangri Institute announced on Facebook the passing of Grandmaster Kangri on August 16. Elvis trained from 1970 till 1974 under Master Kangri in Memphis and received his 8th degree black belt certificate from Master Ree. Due for release from Threshold Delcourt on October 16, 2019 is the 144-page French comic Elvis by Kent and Mahé. It graphically documents the career of Elvis Presley. The auction at Graceland with over 400 artifacts had a disappointing outcome this year, with many of the high-ticketed items not selling and being passed in. Whether this was due to the price being set too high or lack of collector interest, it was hard to tell. The lot with the highest price was this impressive 22.18 carat opal and diamond ring that Elvis gifted to Linda Thompson. It was sold for $23,750. In last month's report, I informed you about the Elvis vehicles that go on auction at the Cruise GWS auction on August 31st. A lot of interest is generated in Elvis's 1976 Harley-Davidson FLH 1200 Electra Glide. This was Elvis's last motorcycle he ever purchased. He bought it on August 11, 1976 and sold it 90 days before his death. The Harley-Davidson was purchased by a new owner who eventually lent it to the Pioneer Auto Museum in Murdo, South Dakota for the last 30 years. The auction house is speculating that it can become the most expensive Harley ever sold, with an estimated price tag between $1.75 and $2 million. The auction will be held at the Hard Rock Cafe in Hollywood, California. In next month's report, I will inform you about the final prices.
This was gifted by Elvis to Ron, and actually Elvis wrote this, and he actually wrote a little card. And what's rare about it, and I was mentioning this earlier, it says to Ron from EP. So Elvis would sign his name, but to find something that has EP is a very, very rare thing.
Here are the geographics for last month's report. Last month I had a competition where a famous quote of Mae West was involved. I wondered how Elvis would have reacted to Mae West when she asked him, "Is that a pistol in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?" Here are, in no particular order, the funniest answers. "It's a gun, baby, and I'm always fully loaded." Elvis would hang his head, clear his throat and say, "Both, baby."
I'm a steamroller, baby. I'm bound to roll all over you.
This month we continue with an easy trivia question. What do these three songs have in common? When I kissed you. Place your answer in the comments. During Elvis Week, Spotify revealed the most streamed songs of Elvis Presley this year. Can't Help Falling in Love, Jailhouse Rock and Suspicious Minds are the top tunes on Spotify. More than 16.5 million hours of his tracks are streamed so far in 2019. Internationally, America remains Presley's strongest country, with the listeners in the United Kingdom, Mexico, Brazil and Germany following behind the US in Elvis streams. According to Spotify, when it comes to US states listening to the King, Tennessee ranks 4th, behind Alaska, Arkansas and New Mexico. Maine rounds out the top 5 Elvis-loving locals. Blue Christmas continues to be a big seasonal favorite. It has been streamed more than 116 million times. That's all for this month. Hope to see you next time. Until then, have a happy Elvis Presley Day.
You have a happy